Tinubu game mind you. Can you imagine? International Conference Center in Abuja that was built by Babangida in 1991. Now Tinubu renovated. He renovated it to not be saying a fresh project and name it after himself. Him and Wike and they do this one for Abuja. Why you go renovate another person's work? You renovated it. Not be saying you build them. You can't name it after you. For what? Self-appraisal. Now you set exam for yourself. Now you mark and pass yourself. This is just 2 years in office, oh, and all our national museum now they name after Tinubu. Imagine if this man get chance come win 2027 election before he finishes his 8 years term. No worry, when I go here, even Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, wait till you go they see an active Bola met Tinubu Coastal Highway. What be the meaning of all this? What kind of desperation is this, I beg? Let us listen to Ruben Abati of Arise TV because he has something to add to what I'm saying. Hi, Nigeria. Ha!
Well, upon his arrival in Abuja, the president commissioned the International Conference Center, which was renamed after him by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The renovated Abuja International Conference Center, now called Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, was reconstructed with 39 billion naira and completed within 8 months. According to the FCT minister, President Tinubu commended President Tinubu commended Wike's excellent work and urged him to ignore busybodies and bystanders, emphasizing that Wike is a transformational leader with foresight, vision, and determination. Let's take a look.
I'm greatly honored and happy to be here to reopen this International Conference Center as part of our determined effort to change the way we do things, to reflect us as people of quality, people of character, people of determination, people of great spirit. That's what we are. And I'm glad, in this week, you are reflecting that. Don't pay attention to the busybody and the bystanders. Whatever they say, continue with your good work. You are a transformational leader. You are the voice, foresight, the vision, and determination to succeed. Thank you very, very much.
A transformational leader indeed. Well, during that ceremony, Wike, in what has become his signature style, showed off his dance moves during the unveiling of that ICC center. Let's take a look. I mean, we see Governor Minister Wike here. I mean, it's just what he's always doing during his commission, but it was nice to see him really excited, and I was very, very excited to hear that the president praised him in that manner, because we know that Wike has always, been doing these commissioning and he gets some sort of attack, like, Reno said, these attacks are very normal, but the president has shown confidence in the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Well, kudos to him. And that unveiling of that ICC center, Wike said it cost 39 billion naira to reconstruct within 8 weeks. Dr. Abati.
Okay. First, President Tinubu is the principal.
Yes.
Nyesom Wike is the agent.
Yes.
He being an appointee of the president. The principal, taking responsibility for the work of his agent, saying that he's pleased with him. There's nothing anybody can do about that. Is the president praising his appointee in public.
Yes.
What the president cannot do is to say busybodies and bystanders like us cannot talk. The Constitution recognizes the right of busybodies and bystanders to make comments. And it is in that regard, with due respect, that I would like to make the following comments. Now, the International Conference Center is a major landmark in the Federal Capital Territory. I think it's commendable that that place has been renovated. It's a major cultural symbol. People go there for weddings, diplomatic activities take place there, lectures are given there. It's quite an impressive complex, just looking at it architecturally. Now, the president said he went there in 2024 for an ECOWAS conference, an ordinary meeting of ECOWAS, and then he discovered that the place was falling apart. And he had called the FCT minister to say, well, is this how low we have sunk? You know, this place doesn't look befitting enough. It doesn't represent Nigeria well. And the FCT minister promised that, you know, the FCTA will work on the building. And this is the result that we have seen. And the president, you know, obviously was quite impressed with what his minister has been able to do within 11 months to transform that place. Well, I've not seen a full picture of the place, but for the president to have been so impressed to praise his minister, I think it's something commendable. And we'll join him in saying, well, for responding swiftly, Wike did well. However, there is something we teach in critical theory. There's a subject in literature called critical theory. This subject is about temporocentrism. Temporocentrism means the tendency to think that your time and place is the best in history. In other words, to simplify it for ordinary, you know, people, it's called present-mindedness. There is, I think, a certain error of temporocentrism in the renaming of that International Conference Center after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, Wike, the minister, says the reason they've done that is to appreciate the leadership of the president, and because he was the one that renovated, that gave directives for renovating the building. Okay, how about the people that built that International Conference Center? That International Conference Center was inaugurated, was commissioned in 1991, when General Ibrahim Babangida, president, as he called himself, you know, was president of Nigeria. So if we're not suffering from present-mindedness, I think that the honor should have been given to the president who delivered originally on it, not the man whose administration renovated it. In fact, the minister of the FCT didn't stop there. Certain sections of the building were named after the Senate president, the Speaker of the House of Reps, the Chief Justice of Nigeria. It is temporocentrism to the extent that if another administration comes tomorrow, and that administration also decides to renovate the building, they might as well also go ahead and decide to change the name of the building. I think that, look, when we name monuments, we should be sensitive to history. That's my only major criticism in that regard. Otherwise, you know, to renovate monuments, to rebuild them, to make them look good, a principal praising a lawyer, obedient, appointee, I don't have any problem with that. But it's just about that historical detail. Because I imagine General Babangida, knowing that the building that he supervised originally has been named after another person, may not feel very comfortable with this. And this naming system, this naming of monuments after leaders, we should be careful. I hope Wike will not wake up one day and say he has named Aso Villa after President Tinubu, after renovating some sections of the villa. Because I'm sure some sections of the villa will also be in need of renovation.